Hey Trek Gang, what's going on in this week's episode of the Boeville in Newtown? Well, it's right over here. Stand by and we'll get into what's happening this week. Alright folks, so we're going to go back here and try the other camera, the Besteker, and see what happens. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing adjusted a little bit because I noticed it was a little off. Of course, but again, so is the guy in front of the camera. Now things have sort of semi-settled down because the wife and daughter were just watching the Ravens win, so now I can record some stuff. There's a little ruckus upstairs. Anyway, it's been an interesting day. My younger brother decided that he wanted to go up to the fairgrounds, and I wished I would have gotten some pictures, guys, because those that have been to the fairgrounds know what it looks like when the train show's there. It's a completely different ball game when there's a different type of show, and there was a boat show there today. So my younger brother is looking for a boat. So anyway, off topic. It was a great day, a lot of fun. Last night we didn't bowl because, as you all know, the Mid-Atlantic has been dealing with back-to-back snowstorms, and we had about, I guess it was about 3 inches of snow Monday and a Tuesday, and then we had another batch of snow that started Thursday night and ran all the way through Friday. We ended up with, well, we've got about 6 inches on the ground outside, so it was a little nasty. We decided we weren't going to bowl last night, so I came down here and decided to do a test on this whole thing with the foamcore, with painting it. I went through and took a test piece, I scribed it, and this is what we've come up with. Now, I don't know how well it's going to show up. Let me back up a little bit here. There we go. Hopefully the lighting and all isn't blowing this away, but this is I forgot which greys I used. Hold on a second here. That's gray stone, and the other one is going to be, the bottom one is armory gray. Alright, so this is gray stone, this is the armory gray. This is going to be inside the archways, this will be the archways. Now, one of the things that I noticed is even though I scribed it, when I went to lay the mortar lines in, and I don't know how well that's showing up on the camera, but when I went to lay the mortar lines in, it wasn't laying in there the way I thought it, the way I was envisioning it. It isn't that I cut the foam core wrong or anything like that, it was just the way the paint was laying. So what I actually ended up doing was taking a paper towel and rubbing the foam core. I let the grays dry really well before I put the other paint in there. The neat thing of it is, and you can kind of see it maybe on the darker gray, you'll see streaks in it, which I think ended up with a really neat effect. So the stone isn't just a flat gray, it's kind of got this tan tinge to it, which I think adds a unique effect. It kind of weathers it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, and now that I've done the test, I've got the big piece of foam core here that's got the bulk of the arches. I'm going to etch this, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to paint it. Now, one other thing I did notice is inside my X-Acto kit, and if I kick the tripod thing here, I'm sorry, I found something that I think is going to help. Now, this is an interesting little gizmo. You lay your X-Acto knife, there's a notch in here, you lay the X-Acto knife in here, and you can actually lay this up against a straight edge. So what you end up with is, and I'm going to try this and hope that it shows up on the camera, but of course it might be helpful if I did it in the other direction, but you end up with the knife kind of just poking through just past that edge, and it'll help, you know, keep everything in line. So obviously for the long stretches that I have to do, that'll be a good thing. For the up and downs, I'm going to have to, for lack of a better term, freehand those a little bit. I am going to use the straight edge. I'll probably end up using my shorter, my 18-inch straight edge for that, or even the square, either way, to go ahead and etch this thing out. So that's what my plan is for the moment, is to go ahead and get this thing etched, and then probably go ahead and throw the dark gray on these, because that's what this is. This is the backing board. This will be dark gray. Let that dry real good, and then I'll come back with the, I actually did use that color that I originally picked up for the dam, which was sandy pale, and use that for the mortar lines. And I'm not going to use the linen at all. I decided with the way that this looked last night with both of those, that the sandy pale was probably the better way to go. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll try to show you exactly what we end up with once I get done doing all of my scribing and of course the coat of paint. Now, one of the things that I did notice last night is that the dark gray, I had to put on 2 coats to get it to cover correctly. So, but we'll see how things are going with this camera. Like I said, the end of the last episode, I used the old Sony Handycam, which I don't think is an HD camera. This is an HD camera. It's a low-end HD camera. So the problem with this, well, I'm going to back up just a little bit here. The issue with this Besteker at one point in time was the light level. I could never get the light level the way I wanted it. And that was before I got the ring light. So we'll see what happens with this. If I'm not happy with it after this episode, I'll go back to the Handycam, because the other camera, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the battery pack that goofed it up or what, but something went haywire in there, and it's just not, it's not happy. So it is what it is. Like I said, I basically picked that thing up for like 20 bucks off of Amazon because I had gift cards. So I'm not overly, I'm kind of mad about it, but I'm, you know, it is what it is. It was an Amazon special. So, and I'm looking for the remote and keep forgetting that this camera doesn't have one. So when I get done, we'll be back. Okay, track gang. Well, I was hoping to be a little bit further along than what I am, but that's okay, because this is almost a case of the exactlies. Exactly what I was looking for. The reason why I was saying I wish I was a little bit further along with it is I have not painted in the mortar lines yet. I actually just got finished putting on the second coat of paint, and the dark gray is dry. The light gray, well, actually the light gray is now dry too. I had to do a little bit of touch up. I'm going to swing the camera down so that you can get an idea as to what we've got playing here. So my plan of attack now is to let this sit and soak in real good, and then come back over the weekend, probably Saturday, and put the actual mortar lines in. So that's where we are with this. I'm going to, give me a minute, I'm going to spin the camera around because there's something I need to bring up. Okay, as I'm sure, sorry, I just took the glasses off, so I've got to readjust. As I'm sure most of you have seen or are aware, this Sunday, January 28th of 2024, is the 200th Sidetrack Sunday show, and it is on my channel, I don't know what the heck's going on here. It's on my channel, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Be sure to check it out. I've got some things that I want to go over. I'm sure that there's, as always with my STS shows, there's going to be plenty of hilarity. We'll probably talk some about trains, but goodness knows what the heck is going to happen this Sunday. You know, who knows what's going on, or who's going to show up, if anybody shows up. You know, it is what it is. The funny thing of it is I was, and I'll bring it up on Sidetrack Sunday, but here it is. I started doing live streams back when the Showstopper started. And I was doing them once a month, and you know, it had kind of evolved, and then I was brought in, or you know, I had a discussion with John number 2 from over at the Schuylkill River Valley, and then we brought in Jason and Heath, and then Rick jumped on board. Then you know, Jason had a schedule change, so he had to back out, and then we brought Nisi on board, and then Heath decided that he wanted to go in a different direction with his live streams, basically focusing on what he's doing. So, you know, it is what it is, and you know, Jason and Heath are always welcome to come back. They will always be a part of the Sidetrack Sunday gang, no matter what. With that being said, there is one other thing, and that is the fact that at least, you know, with the way things are, you know, we're just going with the flow. So, well, like I said, again, 200 shows. We're at 199. This Sunday will be number 200, which is insane. So, you all know the deal. Wait for the high ball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe. God bless. We will see you.